What's up, taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. Welcome to my channel, Just Tree 411. And today we're going to expose Rollo Tomassi's, aka Grandma Tomassi's, alt account, which is right here. This alt account is a piece of work. Nasty work, okay? So it was brought to my attention due to Krager also showing the tweets of ZZZ that they found out that this account belongs to Rollo Tomassi. So let me lead you down this rabbit hole to where Rollo accidentally exposes everything. So as you all know, Rollo was born in 1969, so he's 55 years old. And if you look at his alt account, you can see that he really reminisces about the 80s. And I also saw some tweets where he reminisces about the 70s. So if you look at these tweets right here where it says, when are we going to see defenses like in the 80s again? And then, of course, you have tweets like this and tweets like this. But let me show you where it all got started so that you can fact check everything I'm presenting to you on this video. Now, as you can see, this young lady named Gia started a Twitter thread, and this is where all of the evidence is presented. Now, keep your eye on Z because Z is a huge follower and supporter of JSTLK, a friend of the channel. Now, as you can see right here, you'll see where he says, "Did you mean to reply with your alt account?" And then we have a long thread of his replies. By the way, this account that you're looking at right now, I do believe it either belongs to Z or it belongs to Krager. I'm not so sure. But one thing you're going to see is Z is going to constantly go to all of Rollo's tweets and ask him, why are you dodging JSTLK? When are you going to debate JSTLK? Why are you hiding away from JSTLK? So I want you to hold on. That's a very important thing right here too, because I want you to pay attention to this, and this shows that this is real. So there's no fake tweets, so Rollo can't say that we're faking any tweets. You can go back and you can see, unless Rollo deletes it. Even if he deletes it, we have everything archived. Okay, so Rollo, you can't hide from this one. All right. So as you can see, this is a conversation thread between Z and Rollo. And Rollo, he's constantly reminding Rollo, why you keep running away from JSTLK? You are dodging JSTLK, right? Every time Rollo makes a tweet, Z responds to it. Okay, until they finally get to a tweet where JS actually quote tweets a message where it has Rollo's video and dealing with some conspiracy theories. And we're going to get to that in a minute. And JS actually tags Rollo in that tweet. And this is the tweet right here. He says, "Is Rollo Tomassi okay?" And then we have the video here. And this is the tweet where Rollo actually responds to JS, okay? And as of now, that response tweet is still there. And as you can see right here, Z says, "You ran, P word," okay? So all of this are real tweets. Now, here's the good part. Here's where we expose everything. Rollo says, "No one enforces gender roles. Humans innately adopt them. Gender roles are downstream from biology." And then Z says, "You are downstream of dodging JSTLK." And Rollo says, "Who the Evan Luffing F is JSTLK?" And then Z says, "The guy you're currently dodging." And he quote tweets the tweet where JS invites Rollo to come on the stream to have a discussion. But Rollo ignores Z and keeps going to other topics. But Z follows him anyway. So Rollo starts another conversation on another thread that you saw on this video that proves that these tweets are real. So Rollo says, "Successful guy equals guys who don't F, who got a woman via money and stability. Loser equals exciting guy who Fs in spite of having no money or stability. Usually better looking, better lover than successful guy." And Z says, "Successful guy equals guys who don't dodge JSTLK." Loser equals cowardly guy who dodges JSTLK in spite of being on X all day, usually named Rollo. Now, here's where it gets good. Rollo forgets to sign out of his alt account and goes to the thread and responds to Z, who's responding to his main account. And so Rollo says in his alt account, first mistake is thinking I am on X all day. Second is thinking I am dodging anything. Third mistake is thinking I take any of this seriously. 2 crying, laughing emoji faces. So guess what happened? So Z says, did you mean to reply with your alt? Oh, it gets good, it's good. Guess what Rollo does? Rollo deletes the message and then he blocks Z. Yeah, it's amazing. So Rollo makes a tweet responding to someone. Z responds to Rollo's main account. Several minutes later, Rollo forgets to sign out of his alt account and replies to Z under his alt account instead of his main account. Z calls him out. Rollo goes, oops, and then deletes the tweet and then blocks Z. But it doesn't stop there. On another Twitter thread under his alt account, Rollo tweets this right here. In general terms, women do not care about looks or as much as men think they do. It is primarily how you make them feel or not feel when you are in their presence. Pathetic Rollo, in all his loneliness, responds to his alt under his main account. He's talking to himself. He's having a conversation with himself. He says, by comparison with men, you are correct. That said, women are far more fixated on a man's looks than average men understand or are willing to accept. Most men fool themselves into believing looks aren't important to women because they need hope that a hot woman would still want them. And then NHP Global says, so you're now talking to yourself on your alt and still dodging JSTLK? Oh, headshot! Oh my God! So Rollo posts underneath his alt. His main response to his alt, so he's talking to himself. NHP Global calls him out, and guess what? Blocked! So now that I have established how this account, Seattle Sports Junkie, is indeed Rollo Tomassi's, aka Grandma Tomassi's, actual account, let's look at all of the crazy things he's been saying. Let's start with the racism, shall we? Okay, here we go. Remember, this is Rollo talking. When you see this account talking, this is who's behind it, all right? Let's start here. Here we have I Show Speed, and there's a video, and underneath this video it says, I still don't understand how the F this idiot became famous. And Rollo says he's only famous on a plantation. Then there's another video of I Show Speed where Rollo responds with, gorilla gonna gorilla. And then Chad Lewis says, don't insult gorillas. And then Rollo says, they are good for entertainment at your local auction. Guna says, he's 19 and apologized 100 times. Forget about it, bro. And then Rollo says, monkey's gonna monkey. Then we have Dov Kleiman, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and he tweets, Lamar Jackson and Troy Aikman are currently in a legal battle revolving around the trademark for the number 8. And Rollo says, the gorilla always want to steal the banana and the cotton. Then we have Jake Shields quote tweeting someone that says 2024 mega. It has Amber Rose. I don't even know this guy she's in the car with, but Jake Shields says, and people get mad at me because I'm not mega. And Rollo says they need a plantation to pick some cotton. Mitch says he's black in the United States and has internet access. And Rollo says banana monkey who can't fight. I find it funny that Rollo keeps talking about somebody who can't fight, but he can't even say all of this with his whole chest under his main account. Jordan says, this account is a man. Y'all are down bad. For someone with 2 oranges and a banana. And of course, Rollo says, Only one with a banana is the N-word. Then we have a black guy named Tamar says, time for grandpa to retire. Rollo says, time for you to pick some cotton. Tamar ignores him, I guess, which irritates Grandma Tomassi. And then he responds behind that by saying, still waiting for the N-word who can actually fight. Christy says, newsflash, white people are the minority. We only make up 16% of the world's population. Leave us the F alone. Rollo responds by saying, we are the superior race. Bow down, N-words. Now, funny, if you are the superior race, Rollo, why don't you say this behind your main account? Why are you such a coward? You keep talking about how you can fight and you just waiting for an N-word to come fight you. And yes, then you talking all this nastiness behind the account called Seattle Sports Junkie. And of course, we have a black woman here and she's talking about the coof and wearing a mask and her dad who passed away from the coof. And then Rollo says, I never worked a mask one time. And what he meant to type was, I never wore a mask one time. And she picked up on the fact that he made a typo and she made a joke by saying, you better work that mask, and shows a black woman who has a mask that matches her dress. And he goes, black B words look like monkeys. Wait, they are. And last but not least, this is the last exchange I'm going to show, but there's tons. Listen, I haven't even scratched the surface. There are tons and tons and tons of tweets of Rollo being blatantly racist, of Rollo using slurs. And truth be told, I wouldn't even care if he said it behind his main account. But the fact that he's such a coward and hide behind his alt account by speaking what he really thinks, by expressing his true feelings, that's cowardly. I can't stand behind that and I can't respect it. So here we go. He goes, head full of pubic hair. LeMayo, that's not me, you imbecile. Damn, you can't read either, huh? Crying, laughing emoji's face. I never said it was you, N-I-G. So you just making fun of random black guys' pics, LMNO. And then he goes, you all look the same on a plantation. And then this guy says, it's 2024, dude. Racist jokes don't cut it anymore, buddy, LOL. And then Rollo says, nothing has changed. Racism is a false narrative. What world do you live in? And then he goes, if that's true, then you wouldn't be a P word and not show your face. But you scared of the real life consequences it would bring to not only you, but your family. LOL. So this whole racist S behind a page that don't have an ounce of real life on it is just blah, blah. Rollo says, I talk like this all the time. No, you don't. You are in all talking like this. He's such a liar. Oh my God. There are no consequences, just buses of N-words leaving for Africa. Wait. Hey, Rollo, you do know you can't catch a bus from America to Africa, right? There's a whole lot of ocean that's in between this continent and that continent. Oh my God. The bell curve is a lie. Oh my God. Anyway, let's go and move on. Sure you do. Just magically when you do it, it's behind a fake page. Exactly. This is a fake account. He's hiding his real identity behind this alt account. Yup, sure, buddy. You're such a P word. You're scared of getting canceled, LeMayo. Losing your little 9-to-5 too, huh? No, he don't have a 9-to-5. He doesn't want Amazon to remove his books off their website. So Rollo says, cancel culture does not exist, dumb ass. I literally talk like this every day.
You are coping and seething.
No, you don't, you liar. Notice that you are the only one in your echo chamber. When you are with the projection, holy smokes. When you are willing to actually confront me like a man, let me know. How he going to confront you, Rollo, when you don't even tell him who you are? Like, how is he going to confront you? You're not going to give him your real name. You're not going to give him your real location. You're not going to meet up with him in person. You're just acting big and bad online. Until then, take your lynching like a good N-word. So that's Rollo being racist. Now let's look at Rollo being lonely. Now before we get into those juicy tweets, let me explain to you about Rollo's loneliness. You see, Rollo and his wife of 28 years have separated. This is the reason why he had to move out of the home that they basically used to share together. She went and got her own place. He got his own place. And to cope about it, he shows old pictures of him and her that were taken like 4 or 5 years ago. Now, when they separated, I have a funny feeling they separated sometime in 2022 or last year in 2023. But they are no longer together. This is the reason why Rollo has a lot of time on his hands and the reason why he's using his alt account to flirt with women, especially women in the corn industry, as well as women who have OF pages. Here we have one young lady and she says, "Which way, Western men? Small tatas, dump truck, or mommy milkers, small booty?" And this is what Rollo says. "I love both, actually. They both have their benefits. I was 60 with a chick who had a small booty and she was effing my face so good. So after that, I was on a small booty kick for a period of time. Excessively big is never my thing." We know you hung like an ant. Anyway, excessively big is never my thing, but I know guys like that. Then we have a young lady taking a selfie and he says, "Tell me you have a sexy booty without telling me you have a sexy booty." And this is the one that really floored me. That's my friend Kat. Hi, Kat. I love me some Kat Canada. Y'all go follow her. She is awesome. Kat tweeted this. "It's 2:05 a.m. my time. I can't sleep. You?" And this is what Rollo says to her under his alt account. Mind you, he blocked her under his main account, but he's flirting with her under his alt account as if she would want to get down with you. She says she can't sleep and the first thing come to his mind is this. Then we have a Christian woman who says, "What are the best ways to serve the Lord?" What do you think horny Rollo Tomassi says? Do you think he says, read the Bible, feed the hungry, volunteer at a shelter? No, this is what he says. Now, of course, I can't show you this entire tweet because, well, Rollo, under his alt account, follow a lot of corn accounts. And these accounts are known for showing corn clips, okay? And this is one of these corn clips where a woman is being, I guess you could say, pleasured. And this is what Rollo is saying underneath that clip. But now we come to the finale of his horniness, okay? Here we have Lady Alaria. She's a pro-dom, also known as a professional dominatrix. And this is her Twitter account. And it looks like your boy Rollo likes to be a bottom to women. And it looks like he likes to get pegged too.
Boom! Headshot!
So she's has a sensitive content of a picture of her with a, let me see, how should I say this? She has a pegging device on her pelvic area. There we go. And she says, "You're living off your parents. Redacted, to pay your rent, kid." Then she hides Rollo's response, but we're going to go to the hidden replies where he goes, "Only beta males." And then she says, "You were just in my DMs trying to hook up with me. You want the pegging, don't you, loser?" And then she hides this message by Rollo, and that message says, "I wasn't trying to hook up with you, silly. Bad attempt at flattering yourself." Then she says, "You were. Why else try to chat me up and call me beautiful? LOL. You want me to make you my beta B word. It's called simple conversation. I would do the same thing at a bar, baseball game, or a grocery store. Doesn't mean I want to F you. To think otherwise is extremely naive." Oh my God, the cult. You're just capping at this moment. The lies, I swear. So she says, "So you admit you slide into my DMs, LOL, simp." I think you meant gimp. That's what I think you meant there. Okay, not a simp, gimp. That means gimp. And of course, everybody's enjoying the show, okay? Then Rollo says, your DMs aren't sacred. Your DMs are not a hookup platform. Your DMs are a means of a conversation. The cope, I swear. Nothing more, nothing less, you dumb bee. She says, you slide into my DMs to what? Discuss the weather? LOL, you want me. You want to date me. You want me to peg you.
Boom, headshot.
Oof. Believe what you want. You are not convincing anyone, though. And she says, sure, Jan. And he doesn't reply back to that. But girlfriend is not done. She takes his tweet and quote tweets it and says, he is all mad because he slid into my DMs and he had to pay like everyone else. The racist white boy is upset now because I rejected him. And then somebody called FGC Flickr says, this is Rollo Tomassi's burner account, the grandfather of the red pill community who was sliding into your DMs. Who knew he was such a simp? Gimp, he's not a simp. Gimp, he's a gimp. So a woman named Sherry B sees all this and she says that no one wants you talking to them any of those places either. He says, like you would know, looking like you do. And she says, I regularly thank the sweet baby Jesus that one benefit of getting old was getting rid of most of the trash men. Now let's see your face, you chicken poop. Hey, Sherry, you want to see his face? Bam! There it go. That's what he looks like. That's Grandma Tomassi. That's what Grandma looks like, with his old self. Now look at him talking all this yin-yang behind the anonymity of his little alt account. Seattle sports junkie got a nerve to call you old. The nerve. So Rollo says, judging from your appearance and subtracting 30 years, I find it hard to believe there is much difference other than the menopause. And she says, believe whatever you want, you chicken poop. Just leave women alone when they ask. Now, of course, there is a hidden tweet here by Rollo because it's limited. And I went and clicked on view and I came up with this. So I'm going to read this here for you. She didn't ask me to leave her alone, dumb blank, crying, laughing emoji face. If you are on a social media site and pretend to be someone you are not, you dumb B-words are also fair game. And she says, yes, I did. I told you to pay me to talk or leave. You didn't pay and you kept messaging me, telling me you were above paying and trying to insult me. Rollo says, you have the block option. That's all you need other than an apron and skillet. By the way, if this dominatrix is listening to me right now, you suck. I don't understand why you keep going back and forth with this loser and he hasn't dropped any money on you, okay? You are wasting time. This is a time waster. How do you as a pro dom not know that by now, okay? You should have blocked him long time ago. Instead, he's right. He's wasting your time and time is money, girl. Go back to the dom that taught you because you need to get a refresher course. Anyway, she says, or you can piss off, get off my replies. And then he says, never gonna happen unless you woman up and block me. She says, proving you don't listen to women, pushing yourself on us. And he says, I don't need to do that. You're just easy, hence the entertainment factor. And she says, pay for it, your humiliation or F off. Rollo says, not gonna happen. You're already replying to me out of ignorance and brainwashed beliefs if racism. That made no sense. The joke is on you. And finally, she posts a JPEG that says this. This conversation is now paywalled. Your comments are hidden. Pay $100 to continue. And he laughs at that. I would laugh at it too. She's a joke, dude. She's a big old joke. And so there you have it. That is Rollo flirting with other women, typing Coomer messages, and just being an all-out creep. Not to mention extremely racist. This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, taters.